Hashtag the king without hatred has a purpose: to forcibly marry a sinister and poisonous concubine. Hashtag chapter when the conspiracy was broken and the murderer was killed. As night fell, rapid footsteps could be heard in the corridor of the Forensic Identification Center. Master, if she really committed suicide because of a broken love, then there shouldn't be anything behind her. Wan Qing, the master told you that those were just some scratches, which may have been caused by carelessness when she was rescued. When I heard that you, a genius, said there was something wrong with the body, the master checked it several times, but the results showed that the body did indeed die from lack of oxygen. The kind-hearted old man rubbed his eyebrows slightly, put down the file in his hand, and patiently persuaded the pretty woman with neat short hair, fresh and bright eyes, but serious eyes in front of him. When he said this, a trace of discomfort flashed quickly in the eyes of the old man with silver hair, but Jue Wanqing, who was anxious to explain something, did not notice it. But, Master? It's nothing. Her family has taken her body back, and there is no need for us to continue to worry about it. I have something to go out for. You just published a paper that shocked the world a few days ago. There must be a lot of follow-up work to do. Master, I will give you a few days off. You go back and work first. Jue Wanqing still wanted to say something, but the old man stood up in a hurry. Without waiting for her to react, he picked up the coat hanging on the chair and strode outside. Master, what happened to him? Jue Wanqing looked at the hunched back of the departing figure. A trace of doubt came to her heart, and she slightly wrinkled her beautiful brows. He crawled up his short, stylish hair impatiently and secretly made a decision, no longer hesitating. Quickly and neatly, he took off his white coat and chased in the direction where the old man left. Well done! Those people really didn't discover the real cause of that stinky bitch's death. All the money I promised you is here. You should take care of your apprentice. If that stinky woman gets in the way again and hinders my affairs, don't blame me for having no hatred. Jue Wanqing, who was hiding in the dark, only felt a roar in her head and could no longer hear clearly what the extremely familiar voice said. Is the groveling old man in front of him with a flattering smile really the master he is familiar with? Master? Master! He chose to ignore the grievances of the innocent dead woman and cover up this murderer. Jue Wanqing's mind was in chaos, and her dark and bright eyes were full of panic and pain. She seemed to see the wall of faith that had been supporting her collapse. Well, Wanqing, now, boss, please let her go. She may not have heard anything. You also know that she is a rare medical genius. Labor and management don't care what talent she has. She won't take the road to heaven. She always gets in my way. This time she won't. Wisps of bright red overflowed from Jue Wanqing's forehead, dyeing her eyes red. Filled with anger and disappointment, Jue Wanqing could no longer resist the pain in her forehead and fainted completely. Hashtag chapter 2 awakening from confusion and being insulted. It hurts. It hurts so much. Why are there bursts of tearing pain? Her thoughts stopped suddenly. Jue Wanqing's heart trembled violently, and she forced herself to open her eyes that seemed to weigh 1,000 pounds. As her consciousness became clearer, the pain throughout her body became clearer and clearer. Bastard, you rapist, I will never let you go. Jue Wanqing grinded her teeth fiercely, and before her eyes fully opened, she spat out a threat full of hatred. Huh? Won't you let me go? I want to see how you don't let me go. I said before that I will definitely make you a femme fatale, regret coming into this world. Gu Wuhen made a move, and the corner of his mouth curved into a beautiful but extremely bloodthirsty arc. This voice was not the murderer's voice he heard before he passed out. Could it be? Jue Wanqing was startled and raised her eyes in a panic and happened to meet an extraordinary and handsome face. If it weren't for his behavior at this moment, Jue Wanqing would have thought that the person in front of her was a woman as beautiful as a flower. Huh? It's such a pity that you have such a beautiful face. I really can't bear to kill you now. A hint of murderous intent flashed through Gu Wuhan's eyes. Jiyue Wanqing, who had just woken up and had insufficient physical strength, rolled her eyes, filled with anger and fear, and fainted again. In a dark room full of lust, a man dressed in black, whose face could not be seen clearly, knelt respectfully in front of Gu Wuhan, who was wearing a silk cloud-patterned robe with his black hair tied up casually, and spoke carefully. King Wuhan, she is the concubine appointed by the Holy Emperor, and she was thrown into the desolate bone slope. Humph, Concubine One. In my mind, Concubine One is only Romer. She is just a vicious-hearted bitch. If I don't kill her, I will let God choose whether she lives or dies. Gu Wuhan smiled coldly. His handsome face that was indistinguishable from male and female was covered with bloodthirsty that was inconsistent with it. His subordinates seemed to have been used to such a master for a long time. After a hasty salute, he quickly disappeared into the room while mentioning the unconscious Jiyue Wanqing. #, chapter 3 Sleeping with Corpses, blank memory. Well, where am I? In the desolate bone slope that exuded the stench of corpses, a woman covered in filth, ragged clothes, and disheveled hair slowly sat up from the pile of corpses. Fortunately, there was no one in the desolate bone slope at this time. Otherwise, she would have been frightened half to death by the terrifying scene in front of her. The smell of corpses? This is. Jiyue Wanqing gently shook her head, which was feeling dull pain, sniffed hard, and raised her eyes in confusion. What came into her eyes were the piles of dead bodies like hills. Suddenly seeing so many corpses, Jiyue Wanqing did not panic like most women. She just frowned and struggled to stand up. Carefully look at the situation nearby. Damn Gu Wuhan, he is really so hateless that he threw a weak woman into this desolate bone slope. It seems that he really wants my life. A trace of anger flashed in Jiyue Wanqing's eyes. She caressed her sore butt and grinded her teeth fiercely, wishing to cut into pieces the man who was extremely ruthless and took away her innocence. Hiss, it's so cold. A gust of cold wind blew by, and Jiyue Wanqing shivered involuntarily, and her thoughts were finally brought back from the past to reality. Since God gave her a chance to come back, how could she be so ungrateful? Then King Lao Shirzi Wuhan, just let her Jiyue Wanqing come for a while. No one saw that the woman who was originally described as miserable suddenly had an extremely gorgeous smile on her lips. The smile was as gorgeous as a peony, but it also had the elegance of a plum blossom. It was really alluring. Jiyue Wanqing held back the pain all over her body, carefully pulled off a relatively complete coat from a dead body, draped it on her thin body, and stumbled towards the only empty spot on the desolate bone slope. #, chapter 4 Returning to the Residence. Huge changes. Ah, ghost. A scream as loud as thunder resounded through a small and dilapidated courtyard, startling the sparrows resting on the tree to flutter their wings and fly around. Shut up! Have you ever seen a ghost with a shadow? Jiyue Wanqing shouted in a low voice, gently picking at her ears that were ringing constantly from the shock, and impatiently looked up and down at the little girl in the corner in front of her, who was trying to shrink herself into a ball. Yes, ghosts have no shadows. But you do, Miss No. No, Concubine One, you are not dead? That's great, Qingping thought. When Qingping heard that there was indeed a slender figure at Jiyue Wanqing's feet, her face was happy, but her tone soon turned sad again. Huh? Dead? Who told you that I'm dead? Even if Gu Wuhan dies, I won't die. Sure, Concubine One. How could you say that? What would happen if outsiders heard it? Jiyue Wanqing smiled coldly, shook off Qingping's little hand covering her mouth, and looked coldly at the pale Qingping with her bright eyes. Qingping was shocked and felt a chill on her back. Is the person in front of her really her foolish and stupid master? Why don't you speak? Weren't you very eloquent just now? Why are you still standing here? Why don't you come in with me? Jiyue Wanqing saw the surprise in Qingping's eyes, smiled coldly, retracted her cold gaze, straightened her body, walked around Qingping in front of her, and walked straight towards the dilapidated small tile-roofed house that seemed to fall down if the wind blew. You? Are you really concubine one? Qingping carefully followed Jiue Wanqing, bit her lower lip hard, and finally asked, Why, you think I'm not? You've been with me for more than 10 years. Can't you even recognize your master Jiue Wanqing? Jiue Wanqing smiled coldly and leaned lazily on the somewhat shabby Taisher chair. Her bright eyes were slightly raised, and Qingping felt even more stressed with just one word. No, 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 I don't dare. It's just that the master has changed too much, and you before? What happened before? You should still remember not long ago, I was severely beaten. The injury has not healed yet. Why don't you let me take a hot bath and have a good rest? Do you want me to relapse into my old injury? Qingping waved her hands in fear. Although she didn't understand why the young lady had such a big change, she obviously had more important things to do. She could only suppress her doubts in her heart for the time being, quickly got up from the ground, and ran to the other end of the room to boil water. Hashtag chapter 5 Understanding the Past, full of doubts. Little Miss, when I came here, I thought that the palace would allow you to prepare some clothes, so Qingping didn't bring any clothes from the Prime Minister's palace. There are only Qingping's clothes here, so you can make do with them first. It's okay. This dress is better than the one snatched from the dead. Okay, you can go out. I can do it myself. Jiue Wanqing tested the water temperature by herself. When she turned around and saw that Qingping hadn't gone out yet, her pretty face immediately dropped. Why don't you get out? I'll ask you to come in after I've finished washing. Get out. Miss, Qingping used to help you take a bath. Who said I'm going to drive you away? Ha! Don't you think I'm different from before? Jiue Wanqing narrowed her eyes slightly. She hated women who cried the most. Wang, concubine Wan Yu, do you want Qingping to tell the truth? Qingping was startled and carefully observed his expression. Haha, isn't this nonsense? What's the use of telling lies to me? Although you were the king of the country in the past, you didn't have the temperament and anger you have now. Qingping has always been worried that you would be bullied when you came to the palace, but now, Qingping is finally relieved. Jiue Wanqing's glasses were slightly slender, and she didn't answer. After a while, she finally spoke. Qingping, you must have heard, right? I was thrown to Barren Bones Slope by that damn King Wuhan, so after I woke up, I couldn't remember many things. I hope you can tell me about the past. Sure. Concubine Wan, if King Wuhan hears this, our life will probably be even more difficult. Concubine Wan, you better take a shower and change clothes first, otherwise the water will get cold. Forget it. Then just talk to me while I'm taking a shower. I'll tell you why I was beaten, why I married this Gu Wuhan, and how I offended him. Oh, are you saying that I turned out to be a fool? Jiue Wanqing raised her eyebrows, and a hint of understanding flashed through her heart. No, concubine Wan, you are not a fool. I didn't know how smart and cute you were before you were 10 years old. No one who met you didn't like you. But then for some reason, you suddenly became a little confused. You mean I suddenly became delirious? Did I suffer a serious blow to my head before that? Or did I experience any stimulation? No. Since the passing of the third lady, although the Prime Minister has not cared about you too much, he has not treated you badly. The corners of Jiue Wanqing's mouth curved into an unusually mocking arc. How could a person become stupid without stimulation or injury? The only explanation was that someone had given her a drug that affected her intelligence. Concubine Wan, are you okay? Qingping, who had not received a response for a long time, was worried. Well, I'm fine. You go on. What happened to me being beaten so violently? Who would bully a stupid fool? Let me guess, could it be that my offending King Wuhan was related to that beating? This, Qingping is not very clear. At that time, Qingping was ordered by the eldest lady to help her get the handkerchief left in the courtyard. When she came back, she saw you beaten half to death. The eldest lady said that you were jealous of Gu Yurong, King Wuhan's personal maid, and deliberately scratched her face. King Wuhan caught you on the spot. and King Wuhan was furious at that time. Oh, so that's it. Then I'm afraid I got married here because of someone else's intention. Okay, I'm going to rest first, and you can go and dear work. Hashtag chapter 6 concubine Yen provoked, but was humiliated. Hey, are you sure that bitch really lives here? She's so dirty. It seems that King Wuhan really doesn't want to see her, haraha. Of course, I heard that bitch talking to his dowry girl with my own ears. King Wuhan wanted to kill her, so how could he treat her? In my opinion, the position of concubine one will belong to you sooner or later. Jiyue Wanqing frowned slightly and glanced at Qingping beside her, only to see that Qingping's face was pale. Miss, it's Lan Mei? Qingping nervously grabbed Jiyue Wanqing's sleeve. Huh, why are you nervous? After all, I am the princess, right? Jiyue Wanqing smiled slightly and looked lazily at the entrance of the small courtyard. Oh, look at this place. It's worse than a pig's nest. If I were that shameless bitch, I would have committed suicide long ago. Who are you talking about, bitch? Bitch, said you. Kakik, it turns out, Andy, you're a bitch. Disrespectful. Disrespectful. Lan Mei finally realized that she had been teased by Jiyue Wanqing as soon as she entered the door. Her pretty face turned pale, and she almost became angry. You, who did you call Andy? Who did you call a bitch? Huh? Whoever answers the question will tell me. Jiyue Wanqing narrowed her eyes slightly and looked at Lan Mei with a half smile, whose breath was obviously suffocated after seeing her face clearly. Lan Mei did not expect that the Quasi-Wan concubine who is not favored by King Wuhan would be so incredibly beautiful. Although she did not wear makeup, although there was no gold hairpin or jade in her hair, and although she only wore a long coarse cloth dress, she was still unreally beautiful. You dare to call me aunt. Do you really want your life? Haven't you paid enough for the taste of barren bone slope? Hey, master, you can't be angry. You are harboring a little hatred for the king. Child, are you pregnant? Jiyue Wanqing glanced at Lan Mei's flat belly and smiled strangely. Pregnant people would definitely not have their hands on their hips like the woman in front of her. Yes, Lan Mei is already 3 months pregnant. So that's it. But you have seen that King Wuhan doesn't like me at all. There is only one chair here. What should I do? What should we do? Lan Mei's health is important. Just give up this chair. She's right. Lan Mei is pregnant with King Wuhan's child, so she really needs to pay attention. Anyway, I've rested long enough, so it doesn't matter if I stand for a while. Jiyue Wanqing stretched out gracefully and slowly stood up from the still intact Taisha chair. Oh, be careful. Lan Mei, let me help you. Jiyue Wanqing looked at Lan Mei, who was distracted for a moment, with a meaningful arc at the corner of her mouth. She fixed her waist with one hand and put the other on her wrist. You, what are you doing? If you don't do anything, I'll just say, how could Gu Wuhan's embroidery needle make you pregnant? It turns out you had a false pregnancy. Concubine Wan, what did you say? Lan Mei is not pregnant. Hashtag chapter 7 King Wuhan arrives and confronts each other tit for tat. Embroidery needle? Jiyue Wanqing? Are you talking about me? Jiyue Wanqing trembled all over and was frightened by the angry roar. She subconsciously raised her head and met a pair of red phoenix eyes filled with sinister poison and bloodthirsty. Hey, it turns out to be King Wuhan. What brought you here? Humph. If I hadn't come, how would I have known that the Jiyue family had taught such an excellent daughter like you? Haha, thank you very much for the compliment from King Wuhan. Wanqing is not worthy of it. If we talk about the word excellent, it must be King Wuhan and Lan Mei. One is Wuhan Wang, and the other is faceless. They are not a match made in heaven. Everyone present took a deep breath, and Qingping even staggered in fear. Ha ha ha, okay. It seems that I have underestimated you. If I had known, I should have strangled you to death yesterday. King Wuhan is really good at joking. Wanqing is the concubine that King Wuhan and your matchmaker are marrying. I heard that it was the decree issued by the Holy Emperor himself. If Wan Qing died like this, I'm afraid the Holy Emperor. What? Are you threatening me? Do you really think that I don't dare to take your life? Oh, how could King Wuhan think so? How dare Wan Qing threaten you? As the saying goes, a couple's love lasts for a night. Wan Qing has just prepared a big gift for King Wuhan. Jiyue Wan Qing glanced disdainfully at Lan Mei, whose eyes were full of hatred, and a pure and innocent smile suddenly appeared on her pretty face like a flower. No, King Wuhan, don't listen to his nonsense. Lanner is really pregnant with your child. If you don't believe it, ask the doctor in the mansion to prove it to Lana. Stop. Lan Mei, do you really think that I am a fool? How can anything big or small in this house escape my eyes? If I don't say anything, you just think that I don't know about it? Huh. Gu Wuhan smiled coldly and pinched Lan Mei's small chin beside him. King Wuhan. Growling, I finally know what it means to have 300 taels of silver here. Lan Mei, don't worry. King Wuhan will not kill you. If he wanted to kill you, you would have died 1,000 times. In fact, what I want to say is not worth half a dime to you. Oh, Concubine One really knows me well, so why don't you tell me, what gift do you have for me? The reason why King Wuhan allowed Lan Mei to have a false pregnancy is because he wanted to protect your pink confidant, Gu Yurom. After all, your status is not ordinary, and your heir is especially important. Gu Wuhan had never been so flustered as he was today. The inhumanly beautiful woman in front of him seemed to be able to see through all his thoughts. Humph. It seems that I have really underestimated you. You are actually the person she sent. I don't know what you are talking about. Wan Qing is just a prostitute, and I don't want to get involved in anyone's fight. All I want is freedom. What you want is the same. Wan Qing knows your difficulties and also knows that if you divorce me, there will be many problems. But you are afraid. But I am not afraid. I, Jiyue Wan Qing, will divorce you today, Gu Wuhan. From today on, marriages between men and women have nothing to do with each other. You are not Jiyue Wan Qing. Who the hell are you? Whether you believe it or not, I am Jiyue Wan Qing. Hashtag Chapter 8, The Turmoil in the Palace, the Snow Queen's Innuendo. Jiyue Wan Qing secretly clenched her palms and stared stubbornly into Gu Wuhan's eyes. Haha, okay, I don't care who you are. If you want freedom, I will give it to you. But you said it wrong. It's not that you divorced me, but that I divorced you. Haha, okay, then King Wuhan had settled. Now, just give me a letter of divorce. Why are you in such a hurry? I will definitely do what I promise you. King Wuhan, you are here. It is easy to find Rongr. A soft female voice came. Jiyue Wan Qing looked outside the courtyard, where a woman wearing an emerald green brocade skirt was coming. Rongr, you're not in good health. Why did you come to a place like this? Jiyue Wan Qing carefully looked at Gu Yurong, who was trapped in Gu Wuhan's arms, and was slightly surprised. She originally thought that if she could tame Gu Wuhan, this bloodthirsty lion, Gu Yurong must be an extremely beautiful woman, but the Gu Yurong in front of her was pretty at best. Ah, Concubine Wan Yu, why do you look at Romer like this? Don't be afraid, Ronga. She doesn't dare to do anything to you. Besides, she will no longer be Concubine Wan. Don't hate how good you are. Ah, I almost forgot. There are people in the palace, and they are waiting for you now. Humph. Enter the palace. What are you doing in the palace? I have something to do. I won't go. Oh, King Wuhan, you can't do this. The Holy Emperor said that if the servants don't handle this matter, we have to go back with our heads on our own. Miss Ronger, please advise King Wuhan. King Wuhan, please go there just once. Don't embarrass Mr. Li. Okay, I really can't do anything to you. I just go. But don't even think about me bringing that woman into the palace. Oh, King Wuhan, please spare the slave. The Holy Emperor has said that both you and Concubine Wan will be present. It doesn't matter if either of you is missing. Haha, I am going to have a rest. If anything happens, you can go out and discuss it. By the way, I don't think King Wuhan wants to go, so you can go back and tell the Holy Emperor that King Wuhan has doted on Sister Yerome too much, and now he has no energy to enter the palace. I promise that the Holy Emperor will not blame you. Jiue Wanqing, are you still a woman? You can even say such things. Director Li, didn't you say you want to enter the palace? What are you doing standing still? Why don't you lead the way? Gu Wuhun grabbed Ji Wanqing's bright wrist and rushed out with rapid strides. Wuhun, you are finally here. Your father has been waiting for you to enter the palace for a long time. Hey, this is your new concubine Wan. She is really beautiful. A friendly smile appeared on Su Schwenner's face after the snow, and she took Jiue Wanqing's slender white hand. Humph, you're such an unfilial son, and you still know how to enter the palace. Hey, Gu Qingdong, stop talking nonsense. Why did you ask me to enter the palace? Gu Wuhen is the eldest prince of our Yaoyue kingdom. If you can conceive his heir, it will be of great help to him. Humph. Even she wants to be pregnant with my child. The only mother of my child is Rong. Jiue Wanqing was slightly surprised and then looked at the tense father and son with interest. Hashtag chapter 9. Visit after snow. Wanqing's innuendo. The Snow Queen is here. What is she here to do? Wanqing has met the Snow Queen. Hey, Wanqing, please sit down. You are so smart. You must have guessed my intention. Oh, Wanqing is stupid and doesn't know the purpose of the Snow Queen's visit. Haha, Wanqing, I see that you are so handsome. So why can't you catch the heart of King Wuhan? Haha, so that's what you're talking about, Queen Snow. But what if King Wuhan doesn't like Wanqing anymore? To put it bluntly, the marriage between Wanqing and King Wuhan was personally gifted by the Holy Emperor. Wanqing doesn't want to be rich and powerful. She just wants a safe life. She doesn't want to harm anyone, and she doesn't want to be harmed by others. Queen Snow, don't you think so? Jiue Wanqing smiled coldly, which made Su Shuer tremble all over. Oh, why do I suddenly feel so spooky and bad right now? I just heard Manager Li say that this was once the place where Princess Li, the concubine of King Wuhan, lived. Ah, I remembered that I had something else to do, so I left first. TSK, I really feel guilty. I haven't had enough fun yet. What the hell are you trying to do? Who asked you to come here? Ghost? There are no ghosts in this world. It was this manager who brought me here. I haven't asked why you are here yet. If you don't go out, I want to rest. Humph. You really have such a loud tone. Get out of here. On our wedding night, you despicably drugged my wine. Who knows what tricks you're going to play today? Bitch woman, now that we have talked about it, King Wuhan would like to tell you, what makes me cheap? Is it because of my low status? But I am your concubine one. If my status is low, how noble can your status be? Haha, as for the drug, I am the victim. You almost killed me. You yourself enjoyed it very much. You bitch, I will kill you. King Wuhan, are you really angry? Wanqing was just joking with you. Just when Gu Wuhan's big hand was about to touch Jiue Wanqing's slender neck, a sweet cry came out. Gu Wuhan was startled and looked blankly at the woman with rippling, watery eyes in front of him. The overwhelming anger in his heart disappeared without a trace in an instant. After this drama, she became clean in the next few days, but she never got the divorce letter. Hashtag chapter 10 autopsy found out the cause of death of concubine Yan. A few days later, something happened in the palace. King Wuhan, you are finally back. Ronger, what's wrong with you? Why are you crying? Yee, Prince Wuhan, Eurong is sorry for you. This morning, there was a fire in the orchid garden where concubine Yan lives. By the time the fire was put out, concubine Yan had been burned to death. TSK, Miss Yerong, you don't have to cry. King Wuhan doesn't care about Lan Mei's life or death. However, this fire came in a strange way. Jiu Wanqing, what are you doing? Gu Hun looked at Jiu Wanqing, who had put her skirt up to her waist and half crouched in front of Lan Mei's body. I didn't do anything. I'm just curious about who has such a hatred for her and wants to kill her. What do you mean? Haha, someone deliberately wants her to die. How could she not die? Look at her being almost burned to charcoal. Don't you think it's strange? If a living person is on fire, wouldn't she feel anything? Well, that's good. Keep talking. There are burnt marks all over Lan Mei's body, but the waist is extremely obvious. It is obvious that her waist was burned by the fire for a longer time. We now assume that Lan Mei did not wake up from the beginning to the end. The first place she was burned should be near the outside of the bed. But I initially concluded that Lan Mei definitely did not die normally. Gu Hun looked deeply at the woman who was gesturing at Lan Mei's body, her eyes getting brighter as she spoke. What do you think I'm doing? I was with you yesterday. No matter how powerful I am, I can't control this fire. Then look, who is the murderer? Ha, King Wuhan, do you really think of me as a god? I only know how she died, and I don't know anything else. I'll go back to rest if there's nothing else. By the way, how to get to my thatched cottage. Come here, take concubine 1 back and protect her. Hashtag chapter 11 concubine. Yen is critically ill and Wanqing gets angry. The days passed like this, and a few more days passed in the blink of an eye. That evening, Jiue Wanqing was admiring flowers when Qingping hurried over. Concubine Wan, it's not good, concubine Yin Yen. She is critically ill. Oh, is Yin Ro sick? If she's sick, why would she come to my place instead of calling a doctor? Concubine Yin Yen said she wanted to see you one last time, and said she had something to tell you. Jiue Wanqing raised her eyebrows. Yin Ro usually pretended to be gentle and sweet, but she had never had much interaction with her. Why did she suddenly want to see her today? Jiue Wanqing came to Yin Ro's yard and saw Yin Ro lying on the bed, her face pale and her breath weak. Concubine Yin Yen, what's wrong with you? Sister Concubine 1, Rower has figured it out. It was Rower who was not good in the past, and I shouldn't compete with you for favor. Rower knows that King Wuhan only has you in his heart. Rower is willing to give up the position of Concubine Yen and only begs her sister to spare Rower's life. Jiue Wanqing narrowed her eyes. This Yin Ro has never been simple. If she suddenly shows up like this today, there must be some fraud. Concubine Yin Yen is joking. When have I felt sorry for you? Sister, Rower really knows that she was wrong. Rower is willing to give up King Wuhan to you. I just asked my sister to let Rower go. As Yin Ro said this, she rolled off the bed and knelt down in front of Jiue Wanqing. Jiue Wanqing was about to speak when she heard a cold shout from outside the door. What are you doing? Looking back, it was Gu Wuhan standing at the door with a gloomy expression. King Wuhan, Rower begged concubine Wan to spare her life. Rower is willing to give up the position of concubine Yen to her. Yin Ro cried till she was full of tears. Jiue Wanqing, what did you do to concubine Yin Yen? Gu Wuhan stared at Jiue Wanqing coldly. Haha, Gu Wuhan, are you blind? Can't you see that she is acting? How outrageous. Concubine Yin Yen has always been in poor health, and you actually insulted her while I was away. Insulted? When did I bully her? She was clearly pretending to be sick to gain sympathy. That's enough. Someone take concubine Wan back to Wangqinjiwen. She is not allowed to step out of the room without my order. Jiue Wanqing sneered. Gu Wuhan, you will regret it. Hashtag chapter 12 Renjuni appears in the name of the holy doctor. During the days of confinement, Jiue Wanqing was quite at ease. That night, a white shadow quietly fell in her courtyard. Who? Don't say anything, it's me. The person who came was dressed in white and had a face as handsome as an immortal. It was none other than the legendary underworld doctor, Renjuni. Renjuni, why are you here? I traveled here and heard about your experiences, so I came here to see you. Ren Junyi smiled. I heard that you have good medical skills. I happen to be short of an apprentice. Would you like to study medicine with me? Study medicine with you? You are a ghost doctor. You kill more people than you save, right? Ha ha ha. Those are all rumors in the world. I think you have amazing bones and are a good candidate for studying medicine. What do you think? Do you think about it? Jiyue Wanqing's eyes lit up. It would be a good thing if she could consult Mingyi. Okay, I'll learn from you. Refreshing. Then from today on, you are my disciple Renjuni. I will give you a meeting gift. Renjuni took out an ancient book from his arms. This is the 100 Poisons Manual, the only one in the world. Please study it carefully. Thank you, Master. In addition, I will tell you another secret. Renjuni lowered his voice. The poison in Gu Wuhun's body is chronic. If it is not cleaned up in time, he will definitely die within 3 years at most. What? Who poisoned you? That Guyaron was a trick placed by Su Shuer. She poisoned Gu Wuhun's tea every day. Over time, the poison has penetrated deep into the bone marrow. Jiyue Wanqing took a breath. It turned out that there was such a conspiracy behind this. Is there an antidote? Yes, but this antidote requires 3 strange herbs: Millennium Snow Lotus, Dragon Bloodgrass, and Phoenix Gallbladder. Only by gathering these 3 can the detoxification be achieved. Okay, I've written it down. One more thing. Renjuni looked solemn. I suspect that the master of you and Gu Wuhen is the mastermind behind this. What? My master? On the surface, he is your master, but in fact he is playing a big game. He has been secretly instigating you and Gu Wuhen. The purpose is to make you kill each other so that he can reap the benefits. Jiyue Wanqing was shocked. No wonder everything these days has been so weird. It turned out that the master was behind it. Thank you, master, for informing me. Okay, it's getting late, I'll leave first. Study the 100 Poisons Manual carefully. When you master it, you will naturally be able to remove the poison from Gu Wuhen. After Renjunyi finished speaking, he disappeared into the night in a flash. Hashtag Chapter 13 King Wuhen was poisoned and the truth was revealed. A few days later, Gu Wuhen suddenly fell ill, feeling weak all over and his face turned black. After the imperial physician made a diagnosis, he said he was poisoned, but he couldn't find out what kind of poison it was. When Jiyue Wanqing heard the news, she sneered in her heart. This poison was exactly what Renjunyi said. She came to Gu Wuhen's bedroom and saw Gu Wuhen lying on the bed with a gloomy face. What are you doing here? Gu Wuhen said coldly. Let's see if you're dead. Jiyue Wanqing walked to the bedside and took his pulse. Sure enough, as Renjunyi said, the poison had penetrated deep into the bone marrow. If you want to survive, do as I say and stop the tea Guyaron brought you first. What do you mean? Guyaron belongs to Su Shuer. She poisons your tea every day. You have been poisoned for several months. If you don't receive treatment, you will die in 3 years at most. Gu Wuhen's expression changed drastically. Impossible. Wronger, she. What's wrong with her? Have you ever carefully checked the tea she brings you every day? If you don't believe it, you can send someone to check if there is any poison in her room. Gu Wuhen was silent for a moment and finally ordered a search of Gu Yurong's room. Not long after, the guard found a packet of medicinal powder in the secret compartment of Gu Yurong's dressing table. After examination by the imperial physician, the powder was found to be a chronic poison, which was consistent with the poison in Gu Wuhen's body. Gu Wuhen was furious and ordered Gu Yurong to be put on death row. Wronger, I treat you well. Why do you want to harm me like this? Gu Yurong knelt on the ground, tears streaming down her face. King Wuhen, Wronger is sorry for you. It was Queen Shui who forced me. She said that if I didn't do it, she would kill my whole family. Romer was also forced to have no choice. Hold it down. Kill it immediately. Gu Yurong was dragged away, and the screams gradually faded away. Gu Wuhen turned to look at Jiyue Wanqing with a complicated expression. How did you know? Renjuni told me. He is my master, and he found out the conspiracy behind this. Renjuni? The holy doctor? Exactly. He said that to detoxify you, 3 herbs are needed: 1,000-year-old snow lotus, dragon's bloodgrass, and phoenix gallbladder. These 3 herbs are rare in the world. I know, but it's better than waiting to die. I will find a way to find them and cure you. Jue Wanqing looked directly into Gu Wuhan's eyes, but you have to promise me not to be blinded by others in the future. Gu Wuhan looked at her deeply and finally nodded slowly. Okay, I promise you. Hashtag chapter 14 Shinjizi betrays the enemy. Master and apprentice breakup. Jue Wanqing began to look for an antidote, but at this time, a bigger conspiracy surfaced. That night, Shenjizi suddenly appeared in Wangqinjuan. Disciple, you are fine. Master, why are you here? My teacher is here to save you. Shenjizi said with a smile. My teacher has found out that Renjunyi is the mastermind behind this. He has been instigating the relationship between you and Gu Wuhan with the purpose of making you kill each other. Master, Renjunyi said you are the one? Haha, of course he would say that. Disciple, think about it. My master has been teaching you and Gu Wuhan for many years. When has he ever harmed you? If my master wanted to harm you, why would I have trained you until now? Jue Wanqing remained silent. Shinjizi's words seemed to make sense. Disciple, I have found out where Renjunyi is hiding. As long as you help me kill him, I will help Gu Wuhan detoxify him. How about that? Kill him? But he is a liar. He is not the real underworld doctor at all. He is just an imposter. The real underworld doctor has been killed by him long ago. If you don't believe it, you can go check it out. Jue Wanqing was so confused that she didn't know who to believe. At this moment, a white shadow fell from the sky. It was Renjunyi. Shenjizi, you are indeed here. Haha, Renjunyi, you came just in time. The two faced each other, their swords flying freely. Wanqing, please step back and let me take care of this old thief. Renjunyi shouted. Huh? Just you. The two of them had a fierce battle, and the fight was dark. In the end, Shenjizi hit Renjunyi's chest with a palm, and Renjunyi vomited blood and flew backwards. Master, Jue Wanqing rushed forward to support Renjunyi. Wanqing, I'm afraid I'm going to die. Renjunyi's face turned pale. Remember, the 100 Poisons manual that I gave you contains the solutions to all the poisons in the world. Gu Wuhan's poison requires thousands of years of snow lotus as the main medicine. I have found it for you. Renjunyi took out a crystal clear snow lotus from his arms and stuffed it into Jue Wanqing's hand. Master, don't cry. In my life, Master, I have saved countless people and killed countless people. It's worth it to die in front of you. I ask you one last thing. Master, use these 1,000-year snow lotus to save Gu Wuhan, and then kill him for me. Renjunyi pointed at the divine machine and slowly lowered his hand, losing his breath. Renjunyi, Jue Wanqing hugged the master's body and burst into tears. It's okay to die. Disciple, can you trust me as a master now? Shenjizi said with a smile. You killed him. He deserves to die. But don't worry, my master will take good care of Gu Wuhan for you. Shenjizi reached out and tried to take away the snow lotus in her hand. Jue Wanqing retreated suddenly, holding Shuilian tightly. Don't come over. Disciple, are you disobeying your master? You are not my master. You are the devil. You have been using us. Haha, you finally understand, but it's too late. Today, you will all die. Shenjizi's figure flashed and rushed towards Jue Wanqing. At this moment, a figure stood in front of her. It's Gu Wuhan. Bang! Shenjizi hit Gu Wuhan on the chest with his palm. Gu Wuhan spurted blood from his mouth, but did not move at all. No hatred. Wanqing, leave quickly, Gu Wuhan said with difficulty. No, I won't leave you. Obey. If you don't leave, we will all die. Only if you live can you avenge me. After Gu Wuhan finished speaking, he turned around suddenly, hugged Shenjizi, and pushed him hard. No hatred. Let's go. Jiue Wanqing turned around with tears in her eyes and tried her best to escape. Shenjizi's angry roar and fighting sounds came from behind her. She didn't dare to look back, so she could only run forward as hard as she could. Hashtag Chapter 15 Jedi Counterattack. Great revenge must be avenged. Jiue Wanqing escaped from the East Palace mansion and came to a hidden cave. She opened the 100 Poisons manual and found the antidote. According to the records above, she began to refine the antidote. 1,000-year-old snow lotus, dragon's bloodgrass, and phoenix gallbladder. For these 3 herbs, Renjunyi had found the 1,000-year snow lotus for her. She had seen the dragon's bloodgrass on a cliff before, and the phoenix gallbladder was accidentally obtained from the secret room of Zazai Villa. She gathered the 3 herbs and refined an antidote according to the method in the 100 Poisons manual. Wuhan, wait for me. She returned to the Donggong mansion, only to see that the Donggong mansion was already in flames. What's going on? She rushed into the house and saw devastation, death and injuries everywhere. No hatred. No hatred. She searched everywhere and finally found the dying Gu Wuhan in the backyard. No hatred. Wanqing, you are finally back. Gu Wuhan opened his eyes with difficulty. Shenjizi, he left. He went to the palace. He wanted to kill the Holy Emperor. Stop talking yet. Take this antidote. Jiue Wanqing fed the antidote into his mouth. As the antidote entered his stomach, Gu Wuhan's complexion gradually improved. Wanqing, thank you. Don't thank me. Renjunyi gave it to me. He died to save you. Renjunyi? He is the real holy doctor and my master. Shenjizi is the bad guy. He lied to all of us. Now is not the time to talk about this. I have to stop the divine machine. Gu Wuhan struggled to stand up. I'll go with you. When the 2 came to the palace, they saw Shenjizi standing in the main hall, and the Holy Emperor was trampled under his feet. Shenjizi, let go of the Holy Emperor. Haha, Gu Wuhan, you are still alive. You didn't expect that I can't die as long as Wanqing is here. So what? You both have to die here today. Shenjizi suddenly rushed towards them. Gu Wuhan stepped forward to meet him, and the 2 fought together again. Jiue Wanqing saw the right moment and took out a dagger from her sleeve. It was the killing move left to her by Renjunyi, a dagger tempered with poison. She quietly walked around behind Shenjizi, and while he was focused on fighting Gu Wuhan, she thrust out violently. Pat! The dagger pierced Shenjizi's back. Ah! Shenjizi screamed, looking back at Jiue Wanqing. You! This knife is to avenge my master Renjunyi. It is also to avenge all those who were killed by you. You are so cruel. Shenjizi staggered a few steps, died of poison, and fell to the ground. The Holy Emperor was saved and greatly praised Jiue Wanqing and Gu Wuhan. Hashtag Chapter 16 finale, getting married together. After Shenjizi's death, all the truth came to light. Jiue Wanqing used the medical skills in the 100 Poisons manual to cure the remaining poisons in Gu Wuhan's body and also healed the injuries he suffered in the battle. After Gu Wuhan recovered, the first thing he did was to go to Jiue Wanqing and solemnly apologize. Wanqing, it was my fault before. I misunderstood you and hurt you. From now on, I will never let anyone bully you again. If you don't leave, I won't abandon you. Jiue Wanqing looked at his sincere eyes and finally smiled. If you don't leave, I won't abandon you. The Holy Emperor personally presided over their wedding, and the entire Yaoyue kingdom was immersed in joy. After the marriage, Gu Wuhan ascended the throne as emperor and named Jiue Wanqing the Snow Queen. Jiue Wanqing used her medical skills to open a medical clinic in the palace and treated the people free of charge. She was called the benevolent Snow Queen by the people. Gu Wuhun worked hard to govern. Under his governance, the Yayue kingdom was peaceful and the people were safe, becoming a powerful